If you work in any creative industry, by now you would have heard everyone and their mom talk about AI and how it's coming for our jobs. On this channel, I focus mainly on my niche, which is repeat pattern design. So today I wanted to give you kind of a realistic overview of what's actually going on in the industry, how AI tools are changing it, but most importantly, what's the future like for us human designers. Starting with the obvious, pretty much every industry standard software now allows you to generate repeat pattern designs. On top of that, we have tools like Adobe Firefly built directly into the Adobe ecosystem and allows you to generate and edit patterns as you go. Canva has become a powerhouse of a tool since they've introduced their magic media. It allows you to generate patterns and drop them directly into client projects tailored to their specific brand kit. And we have patterned AI developed specifically for repeat pattern generation and can produce editable vector files. Obviously, there are some very real advantages to using AI. Outputs are extremely fast, the designs are visually rich and trend driven, and honestly, the aesthetics are good enough for most projects. Plus, they allow commercial use. And this has consequences. As AI tools are becoming cheaper, faster, and more accessible, price expectations drop even further, which does make it likely that AI will replace low to mid-tier commercial design work, which is your generic surface designs, filler designs, and quick turnaround assets. After all, if all you need for your project is a little filler background pattern, why would you want to buy it or commission someone else to make it when you can just generate it within seconds for almost no money at all? But here's where AI falls short. While artificial intelligence can generate images, it struggles with design thinking. AI generated patterns often lack conceptual intent. Style consistency is weak compared to human led design. AI can generate a single pattern, but it's human designers who build pattern systems, collections that scale across a variety of products, seasons, formats, and touch points. It's very hard to build a cohesive collection or a long term pattern language without significant involvement from a human designer. In this case, AI has actually shifted the work of a designer from asset producer to art director. Artificial intelligence is great at remixing what's already there. It's not great at asking why a pattern should exist in the first place. And that matters, especially when you're designing new things, new brand identities, new packaging, new product led design. After all, you're hoping your designs will stand out from the crowd, not blend into it. Whether your designs are analog, digital, or AI driven, your designs are ultimately going to be consumed by humans. So you still need a human designer to make decisions like cultural and historic context, good composition, appealing and suitable colors, scale and repeat logic, meaningful visual storytelling. These aren't things you can reliably outsource to a prompt. In other words, AI is a machine. You still need a human to drive it. If you've used any image generating models, you'll know that it often feels like pulling a slot machine handle. You never quite know what you're going to get. Even when you finally generate something usable, you still need to tidy it up, fix repeats, adjust colors, correct scale, rebuild elements manually. In other words, you still need a designer who understands how patterns are constructed, what makes a good design, and how to fix it. So while AI promises speed, it doesn't always reduce work. It just shifts where that work needs to happen. From a client's point of view, AI might feel like a shortcut until they realize they still need someone to make sense of the output, refine it, and make it usable for them. The accuracy of your AI generated results depend on how good your prompts are. In fact, prompt writing is fast becoming a skill in its own right. But here's the irony. Writing a good prompt assumes you know exactly what you want to see. Most creative work begins precisely because you don't. When you're developing something genuinely new, you need room to experiment, take little creative detours, make mistakes, and allow happy accidents to happen. because designers don't just execute designs, they discover them. While AI in itself is not the enemy, unethical use of it absolutely is. AI models are only as good as the data they can learn from. They use massive data sets built on decades of human labor. So we still have a lot of important conversations to have on how we can protect our intellectual property and how to stop AI from being used in all kinds of scams. It's also easy to forget the environmental cost of using AI. These tools might be virtual, but they still rely on very real physical resources like our water, energy, and infrastructure. So, how we use AI and why matters. The good news is that the pattern design industry is bigger than ever. The market is global and is constantly expanding. Home decor, fashion, baby wear, stationery, fitness and lifestyle, packaging, digital products, book covers, the list goes on and on. The tools of the trade might be changing, but demand for thoughtful, intentional, and well designed patterns is not going away. What is disappearing is purely mechanical design work with no added value, which might not be such a bad thing. Like it or not, AI is a genie that's not going back in the bottle. What is in our control is how we respond to it. Future proofing a creative career doesn't mean racing AI on speed or volume. That is definitely a losing game. Neither does it mean boycotting AI altogether. It means doubling down on what humans do best: strong concepts, intentional design decisions, visual storytelling, and developing a recognizable point of view. AI can generate patterns, but it's designers who give them meaning, and that's not going anywhere. I would genuinely love to hear your perspective. If you work in pattern design or any creative industry, have you started experimenting with AI or are you avoiding it for now? What are your thoughts? Drop them in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video and find it useful, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.